Hello students, this is the second part of bipolar junction transistor. In the first lecture, I have given you a circuit and asked you to verify the circuit if it is working in the active region or not. So today I will continue from that circuit. The circuit that I was given. This is the circuit. This is an NPN transistor. The base resistance is 100 kilo ohm, collector resistance is 1 kilo ohm, and VCC is 10 volt, VBB is 2 volt. So it is not a regular practice to draw the circuit in this way. We usually draw the circuit in this way. So here we have the base voltage VBB, that is 2 volt, and here we have VCC 10 volt. So now let's verify is it working in the active region or not. VBE, this voltage is, as it is forward biased, so it is 0.7 volt, as we learned in the last lecture that this is equal to 0.7 volt. Since the emitter terminal is grounded, so the base terminal has the potential VB is equal to 0.7 volt. And now if we apply the voltage law, then VBB is equal to IBRB plus VBE. So from there, from here, this equation we can calculate, putting all these values, we can calculate IB, which is equal to 13 microampere. IB is equal to VBB minus 0.7 divided by 100 kilo ohm. So it becomes 13 microampere. And so also we know IC is equal to beta IB. So from this equation we can write beta is equal to, we have the value beta is equal to 100. So 100 multiplied by 13 microampere, which gives 1.3 milliampere. So we get value of IB and IC. So now from this circuit we can write this loop, we can write VCC is equal to ICRC plus VCE. VCC is equal to ICRC plus VCE. So VCE is equal to VCC minus ICRC. 10 minus 1.3 is equal to 8.7 volt. Now let us verify what is the value of VBC. VB and C. VBC, that means VB minus VC. So we have the value VB 0.7 and VC is equal to 8.7 volt. Okay, so if we subtract, it gives minus 8 volt. So the base collector junction is reverse bias, and also we have that this junction is forward biased, so it satisfies the condition for operation of the transistor in the active region, because this junction is forward biased and this junction is reverse biased. So we can say that the transistor is operating in the active region. It's thus the collector base junction is reverse biased and the transistor is operating in the active region. Okay. Now the three primary currents which flow across the forward biased emitter junction and the reverse biased collector junction are IE, IB and IC. IE, that is the emitter current, IB base current, and IC is the collector current. And also we know that IE is equal to IB plus IC, that is the emitter current is the sum of the base current and the collector current. And also we know that collector current is a part of the emitter current, which is multiplied by the alpha, and where alpha has very near to a value very near to 1, so that most of the emitter current reaches at the collector junction and the recombination at the base is as minimum as possible. And IB is equal to, from this equation we can write IB is equal to IE minus IC. So putting the value of IC, we can say that IB is equal to 1 minus alpha into IE. If alpha has a value 0.98, then IB has value 0.92 IE. That means the emitter current 98% of emitter current reaches to the collector and the rest 2% recombines at the base. So considering the current due to the majority carriers, the emitter current splits into two parts. 1 minus alpha into I, that is this term, 1 minus alpha I, which becomes base current in the external circuit, and the alpha I, which becomes collector current IC in the external circuit. This is the this is an NPN transistor. The current is flowing in this direction because the majority carriers. In the last lecture, I have explained the flow of current through the transistor, because the majority carriers in the emitter region, the electrons that are flowing towards the collector, and the current which that flows in this direction, IE, and IE is the sum of IB plus IC, and this is the PNP transistor. So in this case, the holes are moving from emitter to collector, so the emitter current is flowing in this direction, and IE is the sum of IB plus IC, so the directions are here. In PNP transistor, the collector base junction is reverse biased for majority charge carriers, but it is forward biased for the thermally generated minority carriers. That means this junction is reverse biased, collector base junction is reverse biased, and it is reverse biased for the majority carriers, but the minority carriers, here the minority carriers are electrons, and the minority carriers here are the holes. So the minority carriers move from this direction to this direction, which contribute a current ICBO, and these are thermally generated minority carriers. The current flow in the same direction of IC due to minority carriers called the leakage current and denoted by ICBO. So as the leakage current flowing from collector to base, the carriers are flowing collector to base, and it is called ICBO, so collector to base. This current flows even when emitter is disconnected from the DC supply source. This current is extremely temperature dependent, as it is the carriers are thermally generated. Similarly, INE flows in the emitter base junction. So this is INE, which is flowing in the emitter base junction. This is due to the electrons present in the base region flowing towards from base to the emitter region, and correspondingly the current is flowing from emitter to base. The emitter current IE consists of the hole current IP and the electron current INE. So the total current that is flowing in this direction is the sum of the IP plus INE. So this is the hole current, the current due to the holes, that is the majority carrier in the emitter side, and this current is due to the electron flowing from base to collector, base to emitter. So the total current IE can be written as IPE, the current due to the hole, and INE, the current due to the electron. The collector current IC consists of IPC and the temperature dependent current ICBO due to the minority carriers. So here we can see that IC, which is flowing in this direction, IC is the sum of the IPC plus ICBO, where IPC is the collector current and ICBO is the thermally current due to the thermal generation of the carriers. So IC, IPC is equal to, we can write alpha IE plus ICBO. So thus we can say alpha is equal to IC minus ICBO by IE, and IB depends on IP, IPC, INE, ICBO, all these value, the IB values, IB depends on all the values of these currents. Now we have to define some other terms. The first term that which come is emitter efficiency. Emitter efficiency is defined as the current of injected carriers from the emitter by the total current. That is the efficiency with which the carriers from the emitter are injected into the base. And this can be calculated by IPE, that is the current of injected carrier from emitter. From emitter these carriers are injected, and the total current. Total current is the IPE plus INE, sum of IPE plus INE. So we can write IPE by IE, that is IPE plus INE is equal to the total current IE. And the efficiency can be increased by increasing the conductivity of the emitter region in comparison to the base region, and that is why the emitter is highly doped and the base is made lightly doped and thin as well. Now we may say that IP is very much greater than INE, as because this is the current due to the majority carriers in the emitter region, and this is the current due to the electrons in the base region for PNP transistor. And since the base is made lightly doped and thin as well, so we can neglect INE in comparison to the IPE, and gamma can be written as 1 by 1 plus INE by IPE is equal to 1 minus INE by IPE. The second factor is transport factor, denoted by B star and also known as base transport factor. It is defined as the injected carrier current reaching collector junction and divided by the injected carrier current at emitter junction. So injected carrier current reaching the collector junction is IPC, and injected carrier current at emitter junction is equal to IPE. So this is the transport factor beta star. The collector efficiency, another constant, the collector efficiency delta is the ratio of the current crossing the collector junction to the current arriving at the base side of the junction. And we know that alpha is equal to IC minus ICBO by IE from the last slide. So it is alpha can be written as IPC by IE. And if we rewrite this as IPC by IPE and multiplied by IPE by IE, so we can write IPC by IE is equal to beta star and IPE by IE is equal to gamma. So alpha is equal to beta star into gamma. Thus the product of transport factor and the emitter efficiency gives the value of alpha. Now the leakage current. First, collector to base leakage current, ICBO, collector to base. So this is the required diagram when the emitter is open circuited and the collector base junction is reverse bias. So emitter is open circuited and the collector base junction is reverse biased. This is an NPN transistor. So the collector current IC consists of the part of the emitter current I, which reaches the collector, and the collector base leakage current ICBO or ICO. Thus the part of IE which reaches collector is equal to IC minus ICBO, and from the definition of alpha you can say alpha is equal to IC minus ICBO by IE, which we have seen earlier. So IC is equal to alpha IE plus ICBO, and we know IE is equal to IC plus IB. So therefore IC is equal to, can be written as alpha, instead of IE we can write the sum of the collector current and base current plus ICBO. So IC into 1 minus alpha is equal to alpha IB plus ICBO, and IC is equal to, can be written as alpha divided by 1 minus alpha into IB plus 1 by 1 minus alpha into ICBO. And for alpha by 1 minus alpha, we can write beta, because alpha and beta, in the last lecture we have seen that the beta and alpha has the relation beta is equal to alpha by 1 minus alpha. So we can replace this term by beta, and if we add 1 with this gives beta 1 by 1 minus alpha. So we can write beta plus 1 instead of this term. So we have reached equation and equation IC is equal to beta IB plus beta plus 1 ICBO. The next leakage current, that is collector to emitter leakage current, ICEO. CEO, that means collector to emitter, and the other terminal, that is other terminal is base, the base terminal is open circuited. So when base is open circuited and collector is reverse biased with respect to emitter, a small current ICEO flows from collector to emitter. The collector current consists of the part of the emitter current I, which reaches the collector, and the collector emitter leakage current ICEO. So the part of IE which reaches collector is IC minus ICEO, and thus when leakage current is taken into consideration, the equation for beta can be written as beta is equal to IC minus ICEO by IB. This is the part of IE which reaches collector is IC minus ICEO. So beta is equal to this, and we can write IC is equal to beta IB plus ICEO. And also we have from the last section that IC is equal to beta IB plus beta plus 1 ICBO. So this gives the value of IC for the common common base configuration, and this gives the equation for the common emitter configuration. So equating these two equations, we get ICEO is equal to ICBO multiplied by the factor beta plus 1. This equation shows that the collector to emitter leakage current in common emitter connection is beta plus 1 times larger than the leakage current in common base connection. Now, we know the relation between alpha and beta as beta is equal to alpha by 1 minus alpha, which we get in the last lecture. Let us take some values of alpha and calculate the corresponding values of beta. So here I have taken some values of alpha and corresponding beta values are calculated here. For alpha 0.9, beta is equal to 9. If we increase by a small factor 0.95, this gives beta value 19. If it is 0.99, then it gives 99. 0.995 for the alpha value of 0.995, it becomes 199, and if the alpha value is 0.999, then it gives the value 999. So you can see that a change in alpha by 1% introduces a large change in beta. The leakage current ICBO of the reverse biased collector base junction changes greatly with temperature. As we have seen earlier, that this is the current due to the minority carriers, and the minority carriers generated thermally. So it changes greatly with the temperature. An increase in temperature increases the value, thus the increase in temperature increases the value of ICBO. And also we have the relation IC is equal to beta IB plus beta plus 1 ICEO. From this relation we can see if ICBO increases, that is the leakage current increases, then IC also, that is the collector current also increases. An increase in ICBO increases IC, which we have get from this relation. The increase of IC increases the power dissipation at the collector junction and thereby increases the junction temperature. So, if IC increases, it increases the power dissipation and thereby increases the junction temperature, collector junction temperature. An increase of temperature further increases ICBO, as ICBO is temperature dependent. So, it also again ICBO increases, and this sequence is the increase of junction temperature further increases ICBO, and this sequence that is the increase of ICBO and corresponding increase in IC and then increase in ICBO, which this is a repetitive, and hence IC goes on increasing. Hence ICO changes by a large amount when temperature of the junction increases. Next comes emitter to base leakage current. That is, when the collector is open circuited and the emitter base junction is reverse biased, a small current flows through the emitter base junction. This current is called the emitter to base leakage current. Now the transistor characteristics. The method of connection of transistor into a circuit largely affects input and output impedances, and characteristics of the transistor will vary according to the method of connection. There are three methods of connection, and the connections are common base, common emitter, and a common collector. This is the common base connection. Actually, we have seen the common electrode is grounded, usually grounded. So, whenever the terminal is common, it is grounded. So, this is the common base transistor connection, and the corresponding circuit symbol is given here. This is the common emitter connection. Here emitter is common to both input and output. Here the base is common to input and output. This is the and this is the circuit symbol for the common emitter connection. Here the emitter side is common for both input and output, and this is the diagram for the common collector. This terminal is collector, it is grounded, and which is common to both input and output, and the corresponding circuit symbol is given here. So that's all for today. In the next lecture, I will give the introduction to the characteristics for the different modes of connections. Thank you for watching.